I went to graduate school in Brown University in Rhode Island, and my thesis advisor was involved in what's called the Viking mission. In Viking, the U.S. put 2 landers on the surface of Mars in 1976, so I was fortunate enough to participate in that. And that was really groundbreaking. And then my interest in Mars and Venus and the Earth has just carried on to Washington University when I came in 1974.
This was the beginning of Mars exploration for Raymond Arvidson, a career spanning 50 years.
Participated in practically every Mars mission that was successful, all the way through the 2 big rovers on the surface, Perseverance and Curiosity.
He's been part of many exciting discoveries about the red planet through orbiting missions and robotic missions on the Martian surface, thrilling from the moment of landing.
And a sigh of relief when the first signal comes back saying, hey, I'm the rover or I'm the lander and I landed successfully, let's get on with business.
During those 50 years, Arvidson has been a NASA science team member, Deputy Principal Investigator for Mars Exploration Rovers, and an explorer.
Totally exciting. You come in a day after a drive and you're seeing, for Curiosity, a brand new terrain with exciting possibilities.
For the last 48 years, Arvidson's work in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences helped light the path for generations of Washington University students.
Mojave River at its best is mainly running underground, but are all these little streamlets. It's called anastomosing.
And he made a real difference for the future of Mars exploration.
Mars has given up a lot of secrets. It still has a lot, but clearly, long ago, billions of years ago, this planet was warm and wet and Earth-like. So what we're after is whether or not it was habitable and whether or not the life started there. And everything's looking good, but we don't know about the life thing yet. It's possible that if there were microbes on Mars, meteorites from Mars may have come back here billions of years ago. We could have some Martian heritage, who knows? So there's a lot to learn.
The world's fascination with Mars has put his work in the spotlight. Mars is so often represented in pop culture, which is something Arvidson appreciates.
We've all read the book. We've seen the movie like 10 times.
So, without further ado,
this will come as quite a shock to my crewmates and to NASA.
I retired at the end of June.
Surprise.
My title now that I retired, James S. McDonnell Distinguished University Emeritus. Emeritus just means that you're retired, which is a sand deposit.
So he's still at Washington University, and his work on Mars is not over.
I still provide some strategic advice to NASA and to Perseverance and to the Curiosity managers. So it's just a lot of fun.
Having so much to offer, past, present, and future, Arvidson steps into the spotlight for a career celebration. WashU celebrates Arvidson's 50 years of Mars exploration by hosting a public lecture presented by Arvidson called My 50 Years Exploring Mars from the Viking Landers to the Perseverance rover.
It's important to me because it's really a capstone to my career. Talk about why we're doing the exploration, how it's done, and some of the funny stories.
That can only be told by Arvidson. As technology advanced, NASA provided Arvidson with virtual boots on the ground alongside the Mars Curiosity rover. This is used for path planning.
And I'm looking up at Mount Sharp and then back at the rover. And we want to avoid the sharp rocks.
He still has a role with the Curiosity team.
Now I'm a backseat driver. The driver doesn't really like that advice all the time, but you're still going to give it.
Arvidson once had long missions that involved adjusting his clock to a Mars day, which is 39 minutes longer than a day on Earth.
I think I'm the human being with the most time living on Mars time in the whole world.
Woo! In your face, Neil Armstrong.
And speaking of The Martian, one of many fun stories over the 50 years is about that time when
we were trying to find a landing site for Perseverance. And my presentation about Jezero was right after lunch. So I went with my friends to a deli in Glendale, California. Freaking Matt Damon walks by.
So let's do the math.
And I thought to myself, Ray, what if I asked him to come with me for the 1 o'clock presentation? And he gets on the stage, and we're all nerds, like 300 nerds in the audience. And I chickened out.
Maybe one day, because there seems to be endless possibilities.
Humans on Mars is maybe 20 to 30 years from now. It's a place that you can get to, and it has scientific bonanzas yet to be discovered.